This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai. If you finished with less money yesterday than what you started with, well, you're in the right spot. We're here to turn that around. All you got to do is listen to every word that comes out of my mouth, follow our guidelines, and use our app, especially use it as designed. We had a great day yesterday again. One of the two plays we talked about in the show for props, Dusty May, he went under his 5.5 line. And we talked a lot about our new MLB spread predictor that we enhanced about a little over a week ago. We threw up the graphics. We showed you the trends. Like the first day we had it, it went 15-0. And then we're trying to find other trends within what has happened in the last 7 days. The one thing we harped on is the AI gave us feedback saying, hey, if you just actually blindly bet all projected sides that are projected for the plus 1.5 run line for all of the games, then you're actually going to hit between like a 69 to 75%. So for the short game slate we had yesterday, if you actually followed that rule that we talked about in yesterday's show, you made a good chunk of change because it hit at an 83.33% rate. So out of the 6 games that it recommended the plus 1.5 side, only one of them lost. So that is still crushing. That actually hit higher than it should have. We also had another rule we mentioned where the AI told us, hey, I see a trend that if you, regardless of any other data, if you're just blindly betting any matchup that has a 65% accuracy rating for both teams, which is the rating on our spread tool you see on the bottom, if it's 65% on both sides, that is actually undefeated. It is 4-0. So we talked about it on the show, and then in Discord with all of our VIP members, we noticed there was one game that fit this trend. It was the St. Louis-Cincinnati game where it was Cincinnati plus 1.5. Cincinnati easily covered that plus 1.5 line, so that is now still undefeated. There's actually something on our site that has never lost. There's there's a handful of things that have never lost, but it's not guaranteed to see them every single day. Like for today, for example, there's nothing that hits like every single mark, but there's still things that hit the quota needed for you to be profitable. If I'm mumbling, I apologize, but things are hitting pretty well. That's all I'm trying to say. People making a lot of money this MLB season. We got a couple weeks left of NBA as the as the playoffs wrap up. But yeah, pretty excited about having a tool that's hitting 100% for that 65 plus accuracy rating thing that the AI helped us find. So we're going to find something here. I did mention there's a new feature coming out. I wanted to try to get it out before today's show, but it's probably going to come out after today's show, which is going to show, you know how we'll look for the trifectas here, and then we go to the team trends to see which team strikes out the most or the least. We're going to be adding that to the data you see on this screen, so you don't have to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, so let's do our requirements here real quick and see how quickly we can find something that we like. Best part about PlayerProps.ai is it takes your research from hours down to minutes. Not a trifecta because sportsbooks aren't favoring the over. Chris Paddock, yes. Zack Wheeler, yes. So looks like it's just Chris Paddock, Zack Wheeler on the overs. Let's see if there's any unders. Jack, yes. Jake DeGrom, yes. Okay, so there's 2 unders and 2 overs that were playable here. Jake DeGrom kind of bit us in the butt because we targeted him on his unders, I think on his first start, and we hit. We targeted him again because we're like, oh, Jacob DeGrom's not back, but he actually did hit this line. So I mentioned that I need to see him. We need to see him miss 2 more times before we go back to the well. So I'm just going to automatically remove this from being playable. We need to see him miss. Something else I wanted to mention that has been driving me crazy, I just reminded myself right now, is I mentioned this on yesterday's show. There are 3 options when it comes to over-under picks or just any bets in general. There's 3 options. And there's a lot of people out there that thinks there's only 2 options, which is why you're losing a lot of money. So this is what I mean. for Jake DeGrom, for example, it's not just over and under 6.5. Those are not the only two options you have. The third option is what we call fading. Fading, F-A-D-I-N-G, fading. What does fading mean? It means not touching this prop whatsoever. So if we look at this and we're saying, hey, we're not in love with this play, we're not going to lock this in, that doesn't mean to just be like, oh, well, I guess then we have to go over 6.5 then. No, it means don't touch it. I think there was one person in our Discord for yesterday's Saganu play that did over 3.5. And it hit. So that's the thing I was going to mention as well, is that it wasn't Sagano that was great. It was the Yankees were horrible. Sagano struck out 8 of them. I think this is a career high for him. The entire season, he hasn't gotten more than 2 or 3. And there was even like Jazz Chisholm he was versing, and he's trying to intentionally walk Jazz Chisholm by throwing balls essentially in the dirt. 3 straight balls in the dirt. Jazz swung on each of those 3, struck out on 3 pitches. They weren't even trying to put the ball in play. They were just swinging with their eyes closed. So we actually put Yankees on the ban list. We were never, ever, ever going under strikeouts for a pitcher who's versing the Yankees. That's on the MLB ban list, so check the channel to see the other things we don't touch there anymore. But again, there's 3 options. Play over, play under, play one side, play the other side, don't play any side. The person that accidentally went over on Sagano, that wasn't a smart bet. That was just a lucky bet because you hit it and you got it. So it's not just, oh, I won, so I made a good decision. No, it was not a smart decision. You made a decision that wound up being lucky. Remember, just because we don't like one side does not mean play the other side. It means fade it. 3 options, don't force plays. So now we have 3 people left. We have a Jack under, a Chris Paddock over, and a Zack Wheeler over. So before I click on them at all, I want to see these teams here. So Indians and Nationals, not Indians, Guardians. Guardians and Nationals, we want high strikeouts. Nationals, Washington, Cleveland. And then for Seattle, we want low. But I'm pretty sure on the ban list we don't go under Seattle. Yeah, we don't do under K-props on Seattle. But I want to see if this Seattle team is trash like the previous one was. Okay, so Seattle is striking out. They are the 5th most strikeoutiest team. The last game, they struck out 11 times. The pitcher that we're going under on, you see here, Jack, he's a 3.5 line. So he just needs to get 4 Ks against the 5th most strikeoutiest team. So we're going to fade Jack. Jack has been removed from playability because, again, we're honoring our ban list, and we're also saying that, hey, they suck again this year. They're striking out a lot. And his line is really low, too. We don't want to ever go under on a 3.5 unless it was Sagano, but we learned our lesson there about not going against the Yankees. As you see, Yankees are trash as well. So now we are looking for, it was Washington and Cleveland. So Washington, we can just click this button here. Washington's what, 7th least, and Cleveland is like number 10. But Cleveland is trending up. Their average of the season is 7.96, but they've been doing 9 over their last 3 games on average. Washington also trending up, 9.33, 11 in their last 1. So both of these teams are getting a little worse on the strikeout department, which is good if you're targeting overs. So let us now go back to our predictor. Chris and Zach. We have a 3.5 line and a 6.5 line. The interesting thing about Chris is that he's got a 100% head-to-head against Cleveland. Last year when he pitched against Cleveland on 5/19, he pitched a full 8 innings, got 6 Ks. In his last 5 games, or his first, I guess technically his first 5 starts of the season, he got lit up in his first game, 3.1 innings pitched, 9 earned runs, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. So he had a pretty tough outing where he gave up 3 or more earned runs, and in his last 3 starts, he's given up 1 or 2 earned runs, and it's allowed him to hit this line easily, not just getting 4 strikeouts, but 5, 6, and 5. And again, Cleveland is striking out more than they usually do. I mentioned that I like seeing this number here, 20% or higher on both sides, 21.9 righties, only 15% against lefties. How many lefties does Cleveland have? Quan, Jones, Manzardo, switch hitter. So they can essentially put a lot of lefties against him. Oh, to note, there's a 79% chance of rain, so there's probably a good chance this game is going to be postponed anyway. He's allowing a 278 average and a 242 average. Let's look at Wheeler real quick. So yeah, I think you can look at Chris, but the fact that it's probably going to rain isn't nice. So this guy's line moved up to 7.5, then back to 6.5. So a better line for us. I told you I wanted this to be 20% or higher. This man's striking out 40% of righties and 30% of lefties. That's man's what we call, he's got the strikeout stuff. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts this season. He's gotten over on all but one of them. 6 innings, 7 innings, 5.1, 7 innings, 6 innings. He just had a rough outing against St. Louis here. But yeah, as I said, Washington is trending up. And it doesn't really matter if they're starting lefties or righties. They're probably going to do a lot of lefties against him, being a right-handed pitcher. But he's even striking lefties out at 30%. So yeah, he's got strikeout stuff. So can he get 7? I mean, he's got the 1.33 over. The other game's probably going to get postponed anyway. And I mentioned that Paddock against lefties is under 20%. I think it was, 15%? This line is a lot harder to hit than 3.5 strikeouts. But again, this guy gets strikeouts. So I think this is Zack Wheeler Day, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's what we're going with here. Let's see if we can find his line better on any other sports book. Philly. It looks like it's still 7.5 on FanDuel, but yeah, every other book seems to have it at 6.5. So that's what we're doing. Quick, easy peasy. I'm not going to pull up the MLB spread predictor because that's something that you have to pull up on your own. I taught you how to use it. I taught you what to look for. It's extremely easy to use. Every tool is easy to use. If you want to fight that it's not easy to use, there's a button up top that says click to learn. You click on that, my face pops up, and I teach you how to learn it. If you haven't clicked this on every single tool, look, we got 5 here and 5+ here. Every single tool has this button up top. If you haven't clicked this yet, that's probably why you don't understand what you're doing. Do not place another bet until you watch these videos or watch these what pops up when you click these buttons here. But yeah, that's what we're going with today here. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you in the Discord with more winning screenshots. And again, you have absolutely zero excuse to not sign up for premium after all of the stuff, all the people that are premium and they're winning, posting these screenshots in Discord that you see every single day. This upgrade is $1.97 a day if you want to do the monthly billing. $1.97 a day. If you are betting more than $10 a day, this is a no-brainer for you. You're already giving the sports books more than $1.97 a day, and they're doing nothing to help you. You might as well give the company that's in your corner trying to do everything in their power to help you win more and lose less. You're already spending the money. You gotta think about that. You're just giving it to the enemy instead of the people that's in your corner trying to help you out. Stop feeding money to the enemy and start crushing them. Download the app, upgrade your account, watch the videos, ask questions, and join what is up to now 53,000 members in PlayerProps.ai communities. We'll see you guys. Good luck.